Yo, people, hope you're good, hope you're well. Another match reaction. This one, a nice one, a good one, a win. 3 points. Leicester nil, Arsenal 2. We did leave it late. Internal solutions picked themselves up and made themselves heard. And we're going to get into all of that, people. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Do all of that good stuff, people. There is a sponsor. You know who they are. I'm going to talk about them in a sec. Before I talk about them, love for the love. Big up the community as always. Engagement, top notch. Subscribers over 105k now, over 106k now. And you keep hitting the like button. I don't even feel like I need to ask you anymore, but do hit that like button if you're someone that needs to be asked. But yeah, Leicester nil, Arsenal 2. Upbeat, still the rest of the day ahead of me. It's 3 p.m. as I make this match reaction right now. Happy days. Happy days. Don't forget, this is about the 90 minutes. It's not about the bigger picture. It's not about the overall context, because you know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about that. And that hasn't changed. But what I will say is we had to get the 3 points today. It wasn't about performance, and it's not going to be about performance for the rest of the season. We know where our deficiencies lie. On top of those deficiencies, the injury crisis we're in an attack, it cannot, be swept under the carpet or go under the radar. It's very, very prevalent. Today, when you look at the first 80 minutes and you see it's only Nwaneri that has anything in him, moments, you know we're in for a long few weeks at the very least. If Martinelli is back by the end of March, if Saka is back in April, if we've got something still to play for by the end of March and April, we can talk then. But for now, with the resources, the facilities, Arteta's going to have to make some magic. He's going to have to make some magic. And to be honest, today, I can't lie, Marino coming in and getting 2 goals, it does feel like a bit of magic, because I didn't expect it. Did you? Now, no, he's a similar profile to Havertz, and that was what everyone was talking about going into the game. It'll probably be Marino. Similar height, structure, similar attributes, dual winner. The only thing I didn't hear was Marino creates and invades space. That was the only thing missing from the comparisons this week. But another thing that was obviously missing is his conversion rate, because all he needed was 2 chances, and what he got was 2 goals. Imagine that. 2 chances, 2 goals. Refreshing. If I had a drink, I'd sip it now, but I don't. So we move. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, big up Proton VPN. As you can see, QR code just popped up on the screen. Scan the QR code, people. There's a link in the description. There's a link pinned in the comment section. 3 different ways to access the exclusive Proton VPN offer. Are you going to do it? Let me give you 5-10 seconds. More than enough time. More than enough time. That link should have been clicked. That QR code should have been scanned. You're on the page already. Couple clicks. Sign up. Protect yourself. Protect your data. Available in over 115 countries with over 8,500 servers. Make it make sense, people. Get yourself a VPN. If you don't have one, you need one. If you do have one, drop them out. Show Proton some love. Big up the community as always. Hit that like button. Scan the QR code. Click the links. Find your way to that exclusive offer. Put it in the bag. Grab it. And we move. We move. They move. And yeah, on to the rest of the Premier League weekend. As I said, 3 points in the bag. Lunchtime kickoff. After what was an 80 minutes that seemed destined to be heading to... Oh, you didn't invest in January. This is what it results to. Now, that's still going to pop up. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's still going to pop up. But today was Marino's day. And Ethan's. Let's start with Ethan, because for that first 60, 70 minutes, Ethan was, like throughout the season, one of the shining lights. He was the shining light today for the first 60, 70 minutes. He was the only one really capable of taking on not just his men, because he was doubled up on again. But he was beating them. Jinking in, jinking out. Light touches, 1-2s, passing, moving. Wand of a left foot. He was making inroads, making things happen. I really see him as a central player, if I'm honest with you, people. I know a lot of people are saying his best work was done on the right or has been done on the right. I still feel like he's a 10. I still feel like he's a 10 because as left-footed as he is, because he is predominantly left-footed, he's comfortable on the right. And by that, I mean, defenders don't really know. The expectation is he wants to go on his left. But like Saka, he goes onto his right comfortably. And he can still, look, first half, he put in a couple decent crosses, cut back to his right foot. Second half, that strike, when it went on his right, I just expected not a P-roller, but a low effort towards the back post. You know, the typical cut across goal. No, he brought it on his weaker foot, smashed it. Keeper had to make a great save, and it was a great save because it was headed in. And if that went in, weaker foot at that stage of the game, when it looked like he was the only option we had in terms of getting us out of this one, my God, his name would have been in lights. He might have had another mural by 3:30. It's 12 past now. But he was man of the match. You forget the jokes for a sec. He was man of the match. Well deserved. Like I said, the only one really that I looked at and thought he's going to make something happen. Odegaard, on the other hand, I see a lot of people praising him, putting him in as a candidate for not man of the match, but in contention for one of our better players. I thought he was very poor today. I thought he was hiding again at times. And by hiding, I don't mean literally hiding. I mean not being in the positions he needs to be in with a player of his quality. And that's, you know, sitting behind the front three. That is being in that pocket of space to pick up the ball like he did for that Nwaneri shot we just talked about. We win the ball back, and guess who's in space in that attacking third? The number 10, Odegaard. Picks it up, turns, gets it at his feet, plays a nice through ball to Nwaneri, who cuts in. I think he took Okoli out with the cut in and unleashed. Actually, this was the one where he hit the bar the other way. I forget, Nwaneri hit the woodwork twice. Crazy. Because that one where he cut in, the one we're just talking about after Odegaard not put him through, but played it into him, that was a strike. I'm not going to lie, probably should have passed it to Trossard. I know Trossard wasn't too happy about it, but at the same time, listen, Ranieri, he knows he's that guy. As humble and quiet as he is, he knows he's that guy. You can tell when he picks up the ball. You can tell how he moves with the ball. And you can tell from his confidence and how much it's growing. Because today, to shoot in that position, left foot just outside the box when, you know, Trossard's in acres of space, it's bold. It's confident. And he missed, but big up to him. I like bold. I like confident, especially from attackers. Your attackers have to be bold and have to be confident. Never mind the right-footed attempt that the keeper made a great save from, hits the inside of the post. I mean, that, again, a sign of confidence. But let's move it a bit more forward. Oh, actually, on top of that, before we move it forward, Declan Rice, I think he deserves credit. Partey, first 45, his passing was left much to the imagination. I'll leave it at that. Partey and Odegaard that first half, yeah, the less said, the better. But Rice, as always, Rice gets about, wants the ball, attacks, defends, box to box. You could see by the end of it, out on his feet, because he had a chance right at the end to, well, either take a touch and shoot or lay it off to, I think it was Trossard again, and his legs gave way. He did neither controlled it nor laid it off. And I get it. But big up Rice for his part to play. Now let's move. Substitutions. I know I'm not the only one 70 minutes in thinking, yo, we need to do something. I know I'm not the only one that was thinking, Tierney, left wing, getting bombing into the box, low crosses. I know we ain't stacked with height, but internal solutions. That wasn't the internal solution that Mikel went for. Calafiori comes on. Well, Marino comes on for Sterling. Oh my God, I haven't even mentioned Sterling, have I? Oh my God, I'll talk about him at the end. Marino comes on for Sterling. Didn't get the ovation he probably would have hoped for, but didn't deserve. the ovation that he probably would have hoped for. Now, Marino, I can't lie to you. Much maligned since coming in. I don't think he came into a great team when he recovered from his shoulder injury. It was a team that was, struggling in transition, creating chances. Odegaard wasn't in. And he received a fair bit of criticism for it. And I get it, because since then he hasn't exactly covered himself in flowers with his performances. But at the same time, I don't think the team have in terms of performances. Results, yes. Results, I get it. We haven't lost in the league for a little while. Even though we still sit second, we didn't capitalize on Liverpool's drop points, and we're out of 2 cups. But all that aside, I get it. Form in the league, results-wise, it's, 15 games now? Okay, cool. Still second, but 15 games, cool. But it just looked like Marino was brought in and he is just good. Now, that still might be the case. But today, 2 chances, and not easy chances. When I look at Sterling, and I look at Havertz, and I look at Trossard, and I look at Jesus throughout the season, all have been accused of not eating their dinner. Dinner's on the plate. Shit. Missed it. Fork on the floor. Knife in the sink. No utensils. Dinner just sitting there. Today, Marino had a 2-course meal. And he tucked in. First one, kept the line. Big thing for me, because Trossard and Sterling, both guilty of I don't know what to call it. Both guilty of finding themselves in offside positions when the line is there for them to see. The space is there for them to see. And, I'm sure you was as frustrated as me in that first half. That's why I'm going to mention Marino staying onside, not only for the first, but the second goal too. He done the same for both. He held his run. He moved when he needed to move. Nwaneri, beautiful ball into the box. I mean, we know how important an asset that is to Saka's game. That left-footed ball, in-swinging into the far post. We've got many a goal from that. Nwaneri's got that as well. Wand of a left foot. Strokes it in. Marino stays on side and places his header well. Again, how many times have you seen great crosses from Arsenal without the finish? Marino finished it. 81 minutes on the clock. Marino finished it. 1 chance, 1 goal. What more can you say? Well, you got another one. And the second one for me was probably the better finish. When a ball comes across the box like that, you expect the attacker or the player to, get his right foot on it. If it's coming the other way, get your left foot on it. Direct it towards goal. He went with the stronger foot. If he missed it, I would have been fuming. But he stroked it home. And overall, that move, I mean, from Odegaard playing it into Calafiori drawing the defenders in, just getting it out wide to Trossard. Trossard, not dilly-dallying, but facing up the defender, making that extra yard of space, and a beautiful ball into the box. And Trossard has actually got that ball on lock. I've seen many a time. I think, didn't Martinelli miss a big chance from one of those this season? But weaker foot Trossard from that left-hand side. I think he done more from that left-hand side than he done up front all game. And that's not a criticism. That's just a fact. But Marino strokes it home 2-0, and we move. Like I said, we had a chance right at the end to potentially make it 3-0. By then, Leicester really had nothing. And we just saw the game out and got the job done. And that's what it was about. Get the 3 points. Liverpool now play twice. If you still believe, let's see what happens in those 2 games. We got West Ham at the Emirates next week. And Marino up top. I'm saying it. Marino up top. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you agree. But I think he starts up top. I mean, it's either him or Raheem starts on the left again. And I can't lie to you. Even if Marino didn't score today, I think I would say Marino up top. Because I've seen enough of Sterling. I've seen enough of him on the right. I've seen enough of him on the left. I've seen enough of him on the bench. I've seen enough of him in an Arsenal shirt. to know that there ain't nothing coming out from Raheem Sterling. There ain't nothing. So yes, start Marino. I'll put him up top. 2 nice finishes. We've seen that he's a box crasher type midfielder already this season. Liverpool, he got a goal. Should have had 2 in that game too. And not only that, but there was a few other games that he's been on the end of things. Probably should have done better with crosses into the box. But at the same time, we can only talk about the present, and the present, he for me was the man of the match. Ranieri got it, deserved it too. I get it. 90 minutes, he was the man. But Marino comes on and, in my opinion, steals the show. 2 chances, 2 goals, 2 finishes, and we move. We move. Internal solutions. Interesting. Anyway, hit that like button, people. I know there's no ups in the building today. Nice win, clean sheet, and still a lot of football to play. So they're probably waiting for, the big 6 watch along tomorrow, or Man City playing now. Yeah. Not today, ups. Not today. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Go show Proton some love. Scan the QR code or click the links. Either way, make sure you show them some love, people. Everyone needs a VPN, including you. So yeah, go grab yourself that exclusive offer. And make sure you subscribe, people. Road to 150k, is it? Or 200 or 250k? We're on a road to somewhere, people. Help me along the way by subscribing and hitting that like button. Share it if you want to share it. Follow me on the socials, Turkish LDN. Love for the love as always, people. We're out.